This is an ongoing situation throughout the NFL, and it's second-round picks that have been unsigned. And TreVeyon Henderson is one of them. So we're going to be talking about that on the first half of today's show. And also, is Kendrick Bourne on the chopping block? Could he be cut before the start of the 2025 season? Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And now, before we go and talk about TreVeyon Henderson, we're going to cross sports here with basketball. The Boston Celtics and their host Tyler Smith said that we couldn't get 250 likes on today's video. I said, that's a bunch of BS. We can do that. I know the Patriots Nation does a lot better than the Celtics fans. So come on, hit that thumbs up icon and let's get started. Come on, hit it. So, TreVeyon Henderson, why has he not signed his contract? And I look at this and he's one of the only Patriots that hasn't signed. You see Will Campbell sign it. You see Jarrett Wilson sign his contract. And right now we're in July. And he has about, what day is it today? It is the 3rd while we're doing this, 20 days. So about 3 weeks until training camp, until the real season starts to get this deal done. But this isn't a situation with just TreVeyon Henderson. This is a situation that's going on throughout the entire NFL. This is what Adam Schefter tweeted out. He said, heading into the weekend, which was last weekend, and the last month from training camp, only 2 of the NFL's 32 second-round draft picks have signed. Deals are stalled over whether or not contracts will be fully guaranteed. Only 2 2025 second-round picks are now signed. That's Cleveland's Carson Schweschinger and Houston's Jaden Higgins. And when we take a look at their contract, I'm not going to give you the specific amounts because it doesn't really matter, but they are both fully guaranteed. And I will make note that TreVeyon Henderson was the 38th pick in the NFL draft. Jaden Higgins and Carson Schweschinger were both picked in the 30s. So when it comes to about getting that money, you know damn well that TreVeyon Henderson was like, they're getting fully guaranteed money. Why the hell am I not getting guaranteed money? That's all what this is about now. They're trying to get their bag. This is the new wave of NFL contracts, and it's completely different than what we've seen throughout the past couple years. I'm not going to go from last year's draft picks because you still have some of that guaranteed money. But if you go and look at 2023's second-round pick, and that's Keion White, and when we take a look at his contract, there's only $182,000 left of guaranteed money. That's all he is guaranteed. So when it comes to TreVeyon Henderson, he's like, I need my money. I want this now. And we see the whole entire situation that's going on with that dumpster fire of the Bengals with Shamar Stewart. Yeah, it's fully guaranteed or bust for these types of players. And with TreVeyon Henderson, I do think he deserves it. He's been showing up to all the workouts, and he has been absolutely looking great. I think that he could be a definite starter by the time. I think for sure that he will be a starter in this league and pass Ramondre Stevenson before the end. So I don't have much concerns for now because I think that it's going to get done at some point. But if we get to July 19th, if we get to July 23rd, and we get to that point where you're reported to training camp and no contract signed, and the season, your preseason is the first week of August. Like, if you don't have a contract signed, that is a big problem. So if we get to that date, I might have a little bit, but for now, you can negotiate contracts, get it fully guaranteed. Come on, Elliott Wolf. Everybody's doing it, so do it to Henderson. All right, so I'm not concerned. I don't think there's a problem here at all. It's just the new wave of NFL, and you see players in college getting money now. So they want fully guaranteed money going into the NFL because they can stay in college football. So if you're not concerned about Henderson getting his contract or signing his contract, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Another thing is that why I'm not concerned is he's shown up to everything. He's not holding out. He's not like, oh, I'm not playing. I'm not going to risk myself getting hurt. He showed up to rookie minicamp. He's shown up to OTAs. He has shown up to actual minicamp, and he's impressed. The coaches, the coaching staff has talked great about him. The beat reporters have talked great about him. Everything that you've seen from TreVeyon Henderson is that he is going to be a star in this league, and I've talked about it. Elliott Wolf has found a gem with Henderson, so go ahead, sign the contract. Be that James White 2.0. Come on, let's get this done, Henderson. Let's get this done, Elliott Wolf. Next up, talking about the wide receivers. We've talked about them so much on this channel, but a new rumor came out, and it was from Bleacher Report, and they say Kendrick Bourne could be on the chopping block. We're going to talk about that, but first, we got a deal going on. Talked about it throughout the whole entire week. $28.99 for a nice Nike Patriots polo. I like the horizontal stripes on this one. Go to chatsports.com/PatsPolo. You can get yours today. This is 50% off, people. 54% off. Get yours today. $28.99. chatsports.com/PatsPolo. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. So now, Kendrick Bourne on the chopping block. And most people probably say, I want Kendrick Bourne gone. I've wanted Kendrick Bourne gone for the last year. But Bleacher Report finally talked about it as they're improving their wide receiver core. This is what Alex K of BR had to say. He said, while the Patriots are in an inviolable position to cut proven wide receivers this offseason, many other clubs are not. If Bourne is ultimately released, he'll have several suitors among various teams in the market for pass-catching help. And this is one thing that I'm going to talk about, is that Bourne's best days may be behind him, but it shouldn't be difficult for him to improve on an underwhelming 2024 season if he lands with a team that can leverage his schematic versatility and route running skills. And we saw it last year. 28 catches, 305 yards, only one touchdown. He was disappointing, very disappointing. And from a couple years ago when he had a career year, because he was one of the fastest guys in the NFL. Alex K said it best. The best days are pretty much behind him. You aren't going to see that Kendrick Bourne that's going to outrun everybody. You're not going to see that guy that's going to catch 50, 60 passes, especially with this Patriots team. You can see he's slowly declining throughout the entire year. And there's also been a problem with just him being injured. 20 games played in the last 2 seasons of, 34 if you do the math? Like, Kendrick Bourne, as you're getting older and you're not being healthy, you can see yourself just kind of slowly going down and down and down. And Bourne has also fallen deep down in the depth chart. If this was last year, he'd be on this graphic. You'd see his picture. But now you signed Stefon Diggs, Demario Douglas, Pop has bloomed into a great wide receiver. You drafted Keion Williams, and now you also signed Matt Collins. So I've talked about it before, that there's locks to make the roster. And I think the Patriots are probably going to keep 6 or 7 wide receivers. So you got Diggs, Williams, Pop, and Matt Collins as your guaranteed locks. Now there's 5 guys that are fighting for this roster spot. I don't think Jalen Polk and Javon Baker are going to be on this team. And it's down to these 3. Booty, Bourne, and Efton Chisholm. And the one guy that I talked about it last week, Keion Booty. Should they trade him? Because he's got value. Going into his 3rd season, and he had a breakout year, 43 catches, 589 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a lot better than Kendrick Bourne and around the same exact type of size. So do you really want to go into 2025 with an aging wide receiver such as Kendrick Bourne, who, let's make note, he's going to be 30. So he's had injuries. He's going into a year where he's dropped on the depth chart, and he's going to be 30 when you have Keion Booty that's going into his 3rd year, and he's performed a lot better. Now, there could be an option. All right, do you want to trade Kendrick Bourne? Well, you got only a few years left in his contract, and with the performance that he's had, I don't think there's much trade value for a declining 30-year-old. So you might just have to say, screw it. Let's get rid of him. Let's go with Efton Chisholm. Let's go with the small slot guy and keep Keion Booty for that deep routes, while you also have Keion Williams, Stefon Diggs, and Matt Collins on the roster. So I'm cutting them. What would you guys do? Would you cut Kendrick Bourne? Type C for cut or type K for keep down in the comments section. It was a fun ride. That 2021 season for Kendrick Bourne was really fun to watch. But it's not 2021 now. It's 4 years ago. And it just seems like the time has come. Your time is up. You got to move on from wide receivers at some point. So I'm going to cut Kendrick Bourne. I'm going to keep Keion Booty. And I'm also going to keep Efton Chisholm on the roster, which he actually got technically signed by a CFL team, but he doesn't got to go, especially if he makes this Patriots roster. That's going to do it for today's episode of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. It's going to be the 4th tomorrow. Let's celebrate by subscribing to Patriots Today. And as always, let's go, Pats.